In several weeks, I will be going on a trip, so let's create a travel page for my planner.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan.
Hello, Planner Babes. Welcome back to Jasmine Plans. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. In this video, we are going to be planning out a travel page using travel essentials from Martinez Sticker Co. This was part of the Sun-Kissed Collab with Stick with Catie and Kira Silas. So from Stick with Catie, I will be using Aubrey to go on a trip, along with sunset petal blooms and some Polaroid scenes. For a little bit of extras, I will also be using Spring Boxes 2.0 from Mojo Jojo Plans, Autumn Boxes 2.0 from Mojo Jojo Plans, and then I need some letters, so I'll be using Alpha Basics Volume 2 from Clever Plan. Now, let's start getting this page together. All right, so first things first, I have my blank dot grid paper. This paper was purchased off of Amazon. It is also listed down below in all of my videos. I am going to be taking Alpha Basics Volume 2 from Clever Plan to spell out where I am going this summer. Can you guys take a guess as to where you think I may be going? So in case you haven't guessed it, you probably wouldn't have, I will be going to Antigua this summer. I am super excited about it. This is the place where my family is from. It is going to be carnival season when I go, and I am very excited about it. Even more excited that I will be taking my son with me when I go, and he will get to see exactly, where his family is from. I have not been to Antigua since I was a kid, so I'm really excited to be going back now as an adult. I just want to put down the year 2025. I kind of had like a big vision of how I wanted this page to look in my mind, but of course when I get to the paper, it's a bit smaller than what I would have wanted. I am putting the numbers down on a ruler because I want to make sure that they're going down straight and in a line. Okay, so I'm thinking of just putting that right on over here. Already this to me is feeling like a memory keeping kind of page, but this is just the travel plan. I am just going to cut off some of the excess that is here, and then I'm going to use it. I'm not worried about the stickers going into the punch because I do have a disc punch that I will use. Already, I feel like the page is looking beautiful. I'm actually liking these blooms more than I thought I would. I mean, I like all of Aime's blooms, but originally I gravitated to like the blush blooms in this collection, and I haven't even used them yet. This is the second time I'm using sunset blooms, so this is showing me that this is the one. Okay, so first thing I want to add on is a packing list, and I'm choosing to go with autumn boxes because they kind of have these colors in here, which I thought was absolutely perfect. So this is going to be a short, should I go short or long? I wanted a packing list to go on here. And I originally was thinking to use this long one. Do I have space on my page? Okay. We're gonna go with this long one. Kind of nervous about using this because it is so long. All right. We're gonna put it right up against the 2025. And that to me was an important one. I'll put lines on it afterwards, but I plan to use this as like a packing list. So not like everything I'm gonna put in my suitcase, but like those things that you're gonna throw in last minute, like your charger, your glasses, things that you can't pack, you know, ahead of time, but don't want to forget, like your passport as well. So I think I should go on with that yellowish color and just add a label to it on top. So I'm just gonna use a header box. And we're gonna just place the header box. We can go up some, right on over here. I don't want the red to peek through. So let's get rid of some of that. And I'm just using my Tombow correction tape. And just in case it comes down a little more. Okay, so we're gonna stick our box right on over here. Make sure it's covering up all of that white out. Didn't do it perfectly, but it's getting the job done. All right, so I also thought to include these like Polaroids here. So I'm from New York City, and this was city lights. So I feel as if I'm going from the city to the beach. So I should include these Polaroids. Oh, those are bigger than I expected. Okay. Might have to change my plans a little bit on this one. Maybe I can use it in the back, but I know it's gonna take up a lot of space. We're gonna get back to this, which is why I also have out wax paper, so I can put this down here, figure out where to use it later on. And this is part of why I usually buy 2, and I did not get 2 in this collection. But if you want to shop Martinez sticker code, by the way, you can go ahead and use my code Jasmine15, and you can save on your order. I'll also have her shop link down below. I think next I should put down, maybe we can do like the boarding pass in the airplane, or the passport in the airplane. The airplane has to go down. Oh, okay. Right at the top. And then we can do either the passport or like the boarding pass. I think I'm gonna go with the boarding pass, but let's get out some boxes first. Trying to look at like what colors I didn't use as of yet. So I didn't pull in that green. And then we also have the blush pink. Okay. So here's the green. Pulling out the blush pink color. This like corally kind of color. I think it's so weird to try to even layer it with that box. Maybe I should just go yellow and green. So I hope I have the size box that I want. Yes, I do. Okay, I'm gonna work from this page. So we have the yellow. It's making me feel like it's a little too much yellow on the top now though. And I feel the need to kind of layer this a bit. Okay. We can go ahead and just stick this underneath right here. And then we can add in the green. And these boxes here, maybe I should go a little smaller with this box. Or this should be okay. I think we're gonna make it okay. It is, yes, taking up a lot of space. All right, that sticker already went down. I'm not even gonna try to pull up. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to pull it up. And it went down a little crooked. Don't let it bother me. These 2 boxes I want to be for my flight information for when I am leaving, when I am coming back. Should probably put the boarding pass somewhere here. That's too much into the box. Okay. So if not the boarding pass, maybe even the passport. I think it was just time to start using this wax paper. Okay. That's gonna look a bit crowded to me, even though I kind of feel like it's supposed to go there. But we can go ahead and stick that right there. We are going to go right on here. I'm already taking up a lot of space in that box, but it's gonna be okay. But I think next up it's appropriate to put down my girl. We could have her here or maybe like in the middle a bit. I think I like having her. Kind of wants a little bit of separation in the page a bit. We're gonna put her here. But then that airplane, I don't want things to look too linear. I think that's what my issue is right here. So we're gonna go ahead and put her right on down there. And I do have a scrap from before that I can include down by her feet. You can just put that right on down here. I don't want her going into that packing list box too much. I might be leaving the blush boxes out of this side, but I'm going to also use this box, or should I just use another header? Let's go with the header. All right, so this header box is going to be for right here. And what I plan, maybe I should leave a little bit of room for a quote right here. Okay. I'm gonna use this section right here to write down the events that I know are happening. So some of the events, in case you are interested and want to know, the events that are happening are, of course, Carnival. But there's so many other things that happens around Carnival as well. So one of them is Juve. And I'm really excited about going to Juve. There's one thing I know, Juve in Antigua is gonna be nothing like Juve in New York. Juve in New York is trash. I went one time before and I would never go again. And I'll tell you why. And pretty much, you know, you end up with a bunch of people who have no culture out on the street and just out there to just cause havoc. And that is not what Juve is about. I went to Juve in Brooklyn. I must have been like a teenager then, but like maybe 19, possibly 20 or so. Maybe not even 20, about 18, 19. And literally from the moment myself and my cousins got out there, it was like a run for your life situation. There was shootings that was happening to the point where when we got back, you know, to a safe neighborhood for the most part, someone made a sound and we were ready to like run and start ducking under cars. And that is not an experience that someone should have to go through, you know, to celebrate their culture. So I'm excited for Juve in Antigua, and just know I would never go to a Juve in New York City. Right, so during that time as well, there's also, you know, going to be like concerts kind of thing happening. There's one event, not 100% sure what it is, but my family is like all into it and, you know, bought their tickets and everything. Something called Melting Pot. I'm pretty sure that once I get back and I'm creating like a memory keeping page, I could tell you guys all about it. There's parties that happen that are like a big deal. One of them being called Breakfast Fete. And trust me when I tell you, our breakfast food is amazing to die for. So before I'm finished with the front side of this page, I just feel like a quote was necessary to go here. And I like this quote from the traveling quote sheet. To travel is to live, which I believe is so true. You have not lived if you have not traveled. So I still, of course, really want to use this boarding pass. And I'm just trying to figure out exactly how to get it into the spread without like messing up the aesthetics. I guess it can possibly go on the bottom. I probably will need to pick up one of the bullet points that are on the bottom. Let's go ahead and just add it to the bottom. Sorry, I am going to butcher it, but you know, gotta have a boarding pass for your flight. All right, so this other piece is not going to waste. I think I should honestly just put it right over here on this side, and then we'll also put some more blooms around it. So thank goodness for these like tiny blooms that are here. I feel like a lot of yellow is going out on this page. Sorry I keep flipping it over. I just want to make sure I'm not cutting into the page. And I'm just going to take this bloom here. It's getting pretty tiny, so I need to use my tweezers. And we can stick it right down on this side. Around that boarding pass. And since I was unable to get some of more of like the blush color there, these little stars, the filler pieces on the sheet are in that blush color. So I'm just going to stick some of these around the spread. And these filler pieces to me always brings the spread together. Not too much, just a little. If you like how this front page is already turning out, go ahead and hit the like button. Let me know how you feel about this. So now it's time to do my packing list, like more specific packing list. So we're gonna do that on the back. I feel like I am not quite giving up on this here. Maybe I can do it coming down the side. I was like really enjoying these Polaroids, guys. But it looks like I may need to use them for like a memory keeping page because they are gonna take up a lot of room. So I'm just gonna put them back. Okay, so now to start off with this page here, I'm gonna be putting down some blooms on the bottom. Kind of wanted it to be like angled on the page somewhat. I'm just gonna cut off the excess of that. So now I definitely want to make sure that I'm not cutting into this top page here. And you want to clean cut so that way your blooms are not, or your sticker's not peeking through on the other side. Okay, and this is just gonna go right at the top. And I'm also gonna have the words packing list here. So I'm gonna go in with Alpha Basics once again. Okay, so I have packing already. Now I need to get out list. Okay, so there goes packing list. Now I know I need some boxes down. So I was actually debating if I should do like, maybe like 4 big boxes, possibly, or maybe 3. And it doesn't look like I have enough to make it like 4 big boxes. So I'm gonna put 1 big box down first. I am covering up a lot of the bloom, but who cares? Who cares? I think I should just give myself space for my suitcase. I'm kind of nervous about putting this down and kind of layering it with like other stickers. I feel like I am not good at like putting deco piece on top of deco piece. Typically when I'm in the airport, this goes looping around. How does that look to you guys? It's a lot of yellow in there, I can tell you that. All right, we're gonna put that down anyway. And I feel as if I wanna use a lot more, or maybe just a mix of the line, because a lot of things are gonna need to go on here now. Okay. Right. So to go on this trip, I'm really excited about it, but I'm also nervous. And the thing that makes me nervous for this trip is my son's food allergies. Now we are going to be staying in an all-inclusive resort. And I do worry about like cross-contamination when it comes to food. He's allergic to milk, eggs, and nuts, so hopefully we survive. He will have an EpiPen that I will, you know, bring with me. Kind of want to complete this pattern a bit over there, but then don't really want to make it a pattern. Boy, decisions. Okay. Thinking to connect these 2 boxes with a square box. So we can do something like this. There's a lot of green going on there. Do I really want that color combo right here like that? All right, let's just do it. I'm not even gonna worry anymore about the color underneath and all that stuff. Hopefully the box even went down straight. I wanna use up this sheet. So let's also include, get my wax paper, because I kind of feel like I'm getting a little out of hand here, but I'm gonna hold it together at the same time. Was thinking adding another bag. Right. This will be the personal bag that luckily they do not charge us for on the plane, but I won't be surprised if one day they change their minds and decide we need to start paying for like our personal bags to be on the plane. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but we're gonna also include that. We can just include that here. If you know what this is, please let me know. Let's also sneak in some blooms to tie this piece here together. Even though I know it's taking away from like my packing list. So things I need to pack. I need to have like toiletries, whatever electronics I might be bringing, but that might be on the opposite side. Clothing. We need more space for clothing. So let's get another box out here. So maybe we should go, flex a lot of red, but then I don't want yellow next to yellow. We can do like another combo right here. So maybe we can go, or should we do this? Okay, let's go ahead and do this right here. And then, when I tell you that I like really don't know what I'm doing. Pray that we know what's going on right now. This is just gonna be like one really large clustering situation. And I hope it really works out to be my packing page. My mind is telling me to just go ahead with this box here. I already cluttered that up a lot right there. We're gonna go ahead and do this. So the goal is to hopefully have some boxes for myself, some boxes for my son, but if I need to create another page, it's as simple as just adding in another page. Doesn't even need to be decorated. So let's think about some more quotes. I think this travel more, worry less is fitting. And then I feel as if I know I don't have one skinny enough to like just sit on right here. But we might just fill that up with some blooms. We can go ahead and just throw in some blooms. So I have a sheet that is almost done. I was working with 2 sheets here. I'm really gonna need something in here to break this up. Okay, we're gonna go with that. And I am thinking, hopefully this is not too big. And this is fine to do this. Kind of like it down here. It's touching the suitcase, but it's okay. Kind of regret doing that, but we are gonna leave it. I'm gonna bring this all the way into the punch, since we have to punch our page anyway. Okay. This sheet has this really cute airplane there, so I just feel as if I should bring it over. And I just stick it right in on here. And I feel the need to use up the sheet, so these 2 icons are going to be going somewhere on the page. The headphones would definitely remind you to bring your headphones. I just wish these airlines would kind of upgrade, you know, the headphone jack. Because these phones are like changing what they use, and you're buying like adapter pieces and such. I'm just taking the stars and I'm going to put them around the page. And that's going to help me finish a sheet. And it's also making everything just tie together in the end. Do you guys have any travel plans for this summer? If you are, where are you going? Do you also value a staycation? That is something I did say I also want to do a little more. Not always feel as if I'm going on a vacation has to be out the country. But if you're like me, sometimes we need a break from this country. I am going to go ahead and call this a spread. Here is my Antigua travel page, so Antigua 2025, and my packing list will go on the back. If you enjoyed this plan with me, go ahead and hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more planner related content. I also post now budgeting related content. But until next time, happy planning. Bye.